Hello, and welcome back to episode 4 of Warplan Orange. Super Dreadnoughts in the Pacific, the 5th of June, 1926. See our ships separating out as they leave the west coast for Pearl Harbor. Be used as our staging point. We've also gotten a few units along the Chinese coast. And our S-35 has been engaged a couple times in these shallows, and we're moving her out of the way. Not quite returning a report yet. And we've also seen the first landings in Dajangas in Mindanao. So I expect the Japanese will have control of Davao here soon. Out of curiosity, alright, we need 861 points. We're not going to be able to evac the Philippine Division in Mindanao. We'll still do a fighting, well, maybe we won't do a fighting retreat. That's a lot of troops. So yeah, we're vastly outnumbered. There are 2 forts here. So yeah, there are 2 forts in Cagayan. Oh, okay. Butuan, not a good choice. Cotabato is a decent choice. And Zamboanga is not. So we'll probably do a fighting retreat. We'll use the 2 forts in Davao. We'll let them push us out. Retreat into this jungle across a river. They flank us on Butuan. We'll move to Cagayan, and if they push us out of Cagayan, we'll move to Cagayan. The other flank being this side. Be this hex or this hex. We'll see how that works out. For now, I think it's worth moving this patrol boat. That's a little too far. I have to go all the way around that way. See if we can get them over to Cotabato. That might be too far. Yeah, without this port to refuel in, I don't think this patrol boat's going anywhere. Well, what was the report? Okay. That's everything I care about. Don't have ships returning to certain ports. We did have the Dutch battleships, well, really monitors, arrive in Singapore. Disband those until we get more reinforcements coming in there. They'll join up with the British fleet coming in from Colombo. Got the British subs moving in. Moved the air groups forward. Right. So this turn's already taken care of. And we'll move forward. Now the game will go ahead and generate everything. Now the hope is still to hold this line on northern Luzon and the Isthmus, the Narrows, on southern Luzon. Keep the Japanese at bay there while reinforcing Manila to a point that we can use it as a forward base both for naval and ground operations. Oh, I've got to check to see the Australian reinforcements. Make sure they go to the west side of Mindanao. And then soon we should be getting a little bit of reinforcement. Not much. The land reinforcements early on are not good. And we'll maybe take a look at that. Yeah, they're unloading more troops. Alright. Now, deeper waters, S-38 faring much better than S-35. S-38 not actually engaging any targets. Umbonga. Okay, so that's going to make our retreat point into the jungles a little bit more difficult. Especially if they move quickly along that coastal road, but I think it's more of a trail. Or actually there is no road. So yeah, we'll have time. Our sub down there completely missing the Japanese task force. S-36 now being engaged. There was a transport in that group. Who got involved in combat? Bravo B crosses the T. But what are they shooting at? I don't even know. Whatever it is, it's not faring well. Explosions below deck. Get forward to the results. Ah, that's a lot of transports. Ah, that was our virtual gunboat, which got no gunfire off. There's a lot of transports. Probably flooded the maximum number of sprites that can be displayed in a battle. Yes, all the Indian divisions still moving around. Or formations, I should say. And now they're seizing the base at Ajangas. And we're getting close to the end of this day. Yep. There we go. Operations report, couple sighting reports, and Nagasaki increased in size. We look at intelligence reports, ground reinforcement schedule, days until arrival, 9 days, okay, that's the Australian First Army HQ, cavalry division in 39 days in San Diego. Got a ways to go. Starting to see our west coast fleets approaching Hawaii. Want to check on our Australian reinforcements. Yeah, they will not survive. Do I want to unload them? Might be able to get them in there. And that'll leave us with forces significant forces in Mindanao. But that kind of divides our attention between a north and a south branch. I think I'm going to leave them intact. I'm going to move this sub closer to the action. See what we can get out of them. Full gunboats. Okay, like, you guys need to stop doing that and just go. Have the right destination. Go. Same with you. How much supplies is left? Not much. Might have to run some in at some point. They're hanging out in Tawi Tawi. Let's get them to move up to Puerto Princesa. Alright, that evacuates all of them. Two gunboats. 3 gunboats. You can just be part of this task group. Alright, those ones are leaving. Alright, no reaction at Tsingtao. Not worried about Shanghai, there are lots of forces there, so if they want to land there, they by all means can. I have 1 aircraft here. This is the one that could not transfer. Go to Clark Field and it should rejoin their compatriots. We have a search and a naval attack. The fatigue not as bad as it used to be. So many transports. If only our subs would actually engage. Alrighty. I think with that we can generate a new turn. So I've moved all of these units. Should be moving around. Yeah, we have the Philippine division there. Infantry, the artillery battalions are getting in place. Okay, excellent. Now we have to see what the Japanese will do this turn. Alright, here we go. Popping off more troops. S30. No results either side. With surface ships, our transports from Australia are quite likely to get chewed up. Ah, there they are getting involved at Wake. Likely to take Wake out. Did get some good shell hits in though. kind of a high-risk strategy trying to sneak the Australians into Mindanao. They're seizing Zamboanga. And that appears to be settling the end of that generated turn. There we go. 7th of June. More scattering. We're headed to Pearl Harbor. Look over here. We have them in port. Unloading. Perfect. I'll actually keep them home based here. They don't need to leave. We'll move the submarines back out. They're on the Cape. Yeah, you guys need to stop loading supplies. Need those supplies. Now we can set this one to more of a decent port. Cebu Island. It's close. They can station there in case we have a chance to evac our troops. Yep, and our two squadrons, our one wayward squadron plane has now been merged back into the unit. British are almost arriving in Singapore. Pardon me. All right. I'm kind of in a sit and wait pattern until we can get forces out here. We'll take a save. There we go, a little bit of combat. One of our patrol gunboats is about to get cremated. At least we get to identify where these ships are. Patrol gunboat actually gets some shots off in the night action, but takes some 15-centimeter shells, which that's going to put an end to their day. Not a good day. About the best we can say about this is they are wasting their ammo. .305 millimeter, I believe, are 12-inch shells. 356s being the 14s, and 406s being 16. Or thereabouts. Minor variations from country to country during the time period, and I'm not too particular about getting it spot on. Usually use the 12.7 of a 5-inch gun. You have double that, that'll be a 254, that'll be 10-inch. Wow, it's taking them a while. I was letting this run out just to see how it went. But he is refusing to sink quickly or explode. There she goes. Oh, 2 more. I will watch the initial salvo from the patrol gunboats because it's within their range. And other than that, not even gonna watch all this like I just did that last one. Romlin having a bad day. Jeez, did they surprise us? It's all just Setsu. Come on, give our other guy a chance. Oh no, she's taking hits. Yep, not gonna watch that. Full ball sinks. Oh, they're coming around north. Near Bataan. Well, that'll give our torpedo bombers a chance to strike. Oh, they tried a naval bombardment. That was foolish. 164 coastal gunshots. Yeah, those destroyers are not feeling good. Even the battleships should be hurting. I was not expecting them to come around the west side. I'm gonna mark that territory off as dangerous now. A couple more hits on the naval bombardment of Wake. Not that I expect that to be nearly as effective as off the coast of Bataan. Oh yeah, there goes 3 destroyers, supposedly. There they go, dropping off in Wake. Gonna spell bad news for our defenders there. Wonder what the logic is in attacking Bataan. I think that was well known to be a well-defended port. At least to my knowledge. Maybe they thought it would be coastal defenses would be ineffective against modern dreadnoughts. Not sure. And what is the logic for having the AI do that if it was known and they're just, is it a given? Like, will they always attack Bataan? They may take, oh yeah, they're taking Wake. 3,000 casualties. And this should be wrapping up the turn now. Perfect. Alright, they're starting to get real close. Our troops at Mindanao first concern. They are now in place. Let's take a look. What do we have for assault value? Supposedly 1,600 troops. So let's get one of those two divisions. Take the Sparrow division. Set them a destination. And they'll block that area. Their future objective will be Kaguya. Then the Gull division will entrench here. Oh, those are APs too. I don't want to leave them there. Let's send you to Balikpapan. Other transports are getting out of the way. And then we have our unexpected attack off the coast of Bataan. And all the forts there, which, take a look, 10-inch coastal defense, 6, 3-inch, 14-inch, 12-inch, more 6 and 3-inch. Some field artillery pieces, 14-inch, 6-inch, 12-inch, 3-inch, a whole bunch more 12-inch, some 8-inch. Like, not undefended, that's for sure. I don't think it is worth sorting to take them on. I do want to take a little bit to look to see what we have available. Alright, S-33 is almost done with her refit. What else do we have in here? Just the ships that I expect. Speaking of refits, we have our tenders, and we have a bunch of destroyers that are currently being refit. And we have our few battleships going through a major refit. Nebraska, Oregon. As well as some transports. And similar up in Seattle. Okay. No real surprises there. Alright, let's take a look. We have naval attack. Select target. Out at Bataan. Not quite that low. Do 2,000. Extended radius. Okay. A decent range with the torpedo then. If I'm reading that right. Not as familiar with all the nomenclature as I would like to be. It's only 4 planes? 2. 3 are being repaired and 1's in reserve. And then we'll actually keep this one, these bombers, on naval search. Look out in this area. Got all those set. Nothing further. Okay. Let's see what the 8th of June has in store for us. Actually, wanted to check. How are you on torpedoes? Alright, we've got 3 torpedoes. And you down here. 3. Now we'll move forward. Alright, now the movement of troops. No naval combat or air combat in the night phase. We're finishing up the day phase. So we missed those battleships off the Bataan Peninsula. And that's that. Take a look at operations. A lot of ships about to arrive in Pearl Harbor. They also do not need to be at full speed anymore. Like the Sparrow Battalion. Traveled 30 distance so far. 60 per hex. We have our transports ready to go. A moment's notice. Yeah, return to Singapore. You don't undock. You don't need to be there anymore. Alright, let's take a look. Where can they strike? Not many places. The rest of this division. Yeah, we have a lot of aircraft down. Lower the tempo of their operations. And we have a bunch of sub-patrols ready to go up here. What do these K classes have? 2 forward, 1 rear torpedo. Decent maneuver. Not much really. So where to place our subs? Try to cordon off an area. Kind of like that idea. Send them up here into, or off the coast of Korea. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will cut southeast for our cordon. Then next, adjacent to the islands. Then we've covered in between them. That should give us a little early warning of any task groups headed towards China or leaving the Sea of Japan via Tsushima Strait in here. Other than that, as we get more subs in the area, I'd like to extend that out this way. We can cover Tokyo Bay. That's perfect. Yeah, other than that, I think everything else is well set up. Ah, more subs. And the surface groups. And there's the Repulse and the Shannon. That gives us those groups. And disband these ones. We don't really have a use or purpose for them yet. These ones are still unloading. sub patrol. Actually, let's set the home base. Hong Kong. Turn to port. Set base. Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Turn to port. Set destination. Hong Kong. And Hong Kong. Return. I'm not going to worry about home ports for these guys. They will end up in Shanghai. Actually, I should switch it now before I forget. With the amount of stuff going on in this game, you kind of have to do stuff when you think of it. And if you miss something, usually it's not that too big a deal. And we'll get these guys home ported in Shanghai. We'll see about generating one more turn. Because although for me this episode's run a little bit long, there are a couple cuts in it that I already saw. I really wasn't talking much. And there wasn't anything happening on screen other than it taking through all the phases of calculating a turn. And correct me if I'm wrong, but not too many people are interested in that. Alright. Excellent. Everyone's headed up to Rabo, or Rabal, whatever you want to call it. And we have plenty of stuff busy here in Pearl, including a bunch of subs that I didn't immediately assign. It's alright, we'll wait for the rest of these subs to arrive. We'll get everyone arranged and we'll send them out in a group. Excellent. And that's it. Alright, here we go. S30 getting attacked unexpectedly. Nothing happened during the afternoon or the night. This is the next morning. So technically the 10th of June, although it won't show until the finishes the turn generation. Here's the troop movement. Sparrow Battalion moving northwest from Davao. And there we go. Take a look at Pearl Harbor. Nothing but subs except for this one. Wisconsin and Kentucky. Let them rest up in port. Two transports going. These two heavy cruisers are moving west. Aero Division moving out. All of those subs arriving. These ones arriving. These ones moving out. Including this one. Get this one over to Hong Kong. And then... yeah, that's Dreadnought. Dreadnought and the Dutch. Thinking I want to move out the Indian Division. Maybe the Malaya Brigades. Maybe leave the Malaya Brigades there. kind of want to wait for the rest of the British, which I'm not seeing. Destroyers are R4, pretty limited on range. I don't think she can go direct. No, it's a little too far. No, I don't want destination. I want home base. Send her to Rangoon, though. Perfect. I thought the British had more capital ships involved. Those are just destroyers. Oh, the repulse is already in. That's right, I remember disbanding them. So we could actually form a division of ships to escort the Indian division. We'll go ahead and get a transport set up. Faster is better. Talthibus. Or Talthibius. 15 knots. We'll get a quad of destroyers. Not that we've sighted any submarines thus far. I'll actually finish that. We want to load troops because we want to load supplies in addition to the troops. We want 1st Indian Division. Too big a load. Disband. May not because it's already loading. So we'll transfer more ships in. It's going to use the fast transport because it was fast. But we'll have to use a couple others. Now we'll load the rest. Load the rest of the Indian Division and the artillery. Leave the Malayan Brigade. Then, on addition to that, we're going to form a new task force via surface combat. Will consist of Dreadnought, the Repulse, and the Shannon. And then we'll grab the 3 light cruisers. We'll leave the fast destroyers. Take the Rapid, Relentless, Rival, Turpin, and Sabrina. There'll be 5 destroyers for the escort for the surface group. Get them replenished. And we'll set them to escort. For the time being, at least. S-30 took no damage. Still has ammo. Got nothing up there on Hong Kong. All we really have left are shuffling these submarines around. Disband the transport group, we don't need them. Do we bring them into Shanghai? I think so. They've got the range for it. They can make it. Return them. Because I want to establish that cordon around the home islands. Do a close-in blockade for as long as we have bases. Unlike World War II, we have these coastal bases to utilize. So why not take advantage of that? Set up a close blockade of the home islands, make them suffer an attrition of transports, especially since we have torpedoes that work. Of course, referring to the problems with the Mark 14 torpedo for ship and surface use on the American side during World War II. Lots of issues getting that to be acknowledged that they were running too deep, the magnetic fuses weren't working, and the contact fuses were crushing before they could trigger. So lots of duds. We don't have that problem, because right now the Americans are using Mark 10 torpedoes, which Mark 10. There were some still available in the Pacific at the start of World War II, because the S-boats, I don't think, could fire the Mark 14. I could be wrong on that one. But at any rate, there was a few Mark 10s lying around. So sub-captains used them and had better success with them, reportedly. Again, I'm not a historian. I'm not an expert. There's just things I've heard, picked up, noticed. I do read. I'm reading a book right now by the title of Kaigun. Kaigun, Strategy, Tactics, and Technology in the Imperial Japanese Navy, 1887 to 1941. Haven't read much of it yet, but that's just an example. Alright, just about done with all these R boats. Sub-Patrol, R13, turn, form a new task group, Sub-Patrol. And I'm not sure whether I had seen these submarines and chosen not to form them up quite right away, or if they were undergoing a refit, so they had just a little bit of system damage to represent that, or if I'd simply just overlooked them. Or if I go and check the video, I'll find out. Form a new task group. We are almost done. Turn to Shanghai, and one last one. R20. Get underway. Turn to Shanghai. And then next turn we'll have a whole bunch of ships arriving. Beginning of all those ships arriving in Pearl Harbor and getting retasked. And then we'll form a number of groups. And we might stop by Wake, might stop by Guam, but we'll probably push to the Philippines to relieve the Philippines. Not that we have any troops to relieve them with. Not a lot at the start. Do have a couple regiments. They're 9th Corps. Hawaii, which I don't think are restricted. And if they are, I'll have enough points by then. Anyways, with that, thank you for staying till the end. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Take care.